Just what makes that little old ant think he'll move that rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. So anytime you're getting low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant.
Howdy, hey everybody, and welcome to another glorious episode of High Hopes, the self-improvement show that your family wouldn't suggest. It has been far too long, far too long, everybody. I am back, finally. Since we last chatted, I have had a son. Grayson is now he's getting closer and closer to 7 months old now. Yeah, so he is crawling. He's mostly falling. Yeah, he's falling before he stands. He's been standing up kind of with the help of random objects, and then he falls right back down. So he's cute. He's lovable. He's a little goober. But fatherhood was exactly what I expected. Actually, everyone keeps asking me, "So was it what you thought it would be? Are you having any problems?" And it's like, well, it's exactly what I thought I would be. And yes, I'm always having problems. Really, the only problem I'm ever having is that I don't sleep anymore. Sleeping is a silly thing that nobody does. Nobody sleeps anymore. But it's kind of nice because this week I have two of Bam's goddaughters here at the house, and they are helping us watch Grayson while they have their summer vacation here in Kansas City for the next 2 weeks. And it's been a ton of fun actually having them here. I wasn't sure how I was going to handle having teenagers in the house, but the girls are great. Grayson's doing great. Bam is, she needs more sleep. I think she's putting up with it and having to deal with all of that in a different way than I am. And, oh well. You might be curious, hey, what's up with the second camera on some red-yellow thing? Well, inside that red-yellow thing, off to the right of that camera, you'll see something lying very still. What is that, you might ask? Well, that is a bearded dragon. We've named this bearded dragon Professor McGonagall, with Kiwi and Sparkles, I think, coming in a close second. I voted for Kiwi. So did one of the girls. But Professor McGonagall is the name of this bearded dragon. You can actually own this bearded dragon. All you got to do is check out the Kansas City Pet Project Facebook page / website. Find out all the details. We're just fostering this little critter until it finds its scaly forever home. But it is pretty much full grown. She's a little skinny as of right now. And it is a she, but she's a little skinny right now because she was abandoned in some apartment complex here in the KC area. But then she was picked up by the Kansas City Pet Project, and they're doing a pretty good job taking care of her. Now we have her, so we're even doing a better job. Not that we could do a better job than the KC Pet Project, but I like to pretend that my house is just the best place for all the animals. Allison and Oscar are floating around here somewhere. They won't be making an appearance. This is all going to the professor. She gets the spotlight today. Maybe later we'll hear Allison bark at some strangers because I do have a nice little window spot open for her, as I often do, which tends to bring out her more vocal side. So we'll be hearing her bark real loud. I'm pretty positive pretty soon here. Like, I give it 5 minutes into the show. But anyway, guys, how the hell are you? Thanks for watching. If you're watching us live, we are live streaming. I think we're live streaming on YouTube right now. I do not have a tech person with me today, so I'm not watching the live comments, so I apologize to anyone who's catching the live stream right now and is not watching the live comments. What shenanigans is that? That's all the shenanigans. So I do apologize for not being able to see your comments, but thank you guys if you're out there watching live. Thank you so much. Instagram, Twitter is where we'll be letting you guys know here in the future when we are doing episodes and when we are live. So sometimes, with the schedule of a baby and 2 jobs outside of this, I get pretty busy from time to time, and it's hard to actually plan out when I do episodes because uh, babies they don't really care for your schedule and your work and whatnot. Who would have figured? Who would have figured? So you kind of have to pay attention to Twitter and Instagram for when we're going to do live episodes, but we're going to try to do it a couple times a week. It's going to be somewhat random, but I will get you guys new content for iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, all that whatnots. And then for those of you who like the video feeds, we will get those up all over the place, as many places as we can get them up. So, what have I been up to? Well, I've been listening to a lot of music. I've been kicking it back to some old music listening habits. I've been listening to, well, I guess they're still current, but old indie rap artists for some reason have got my ear. I've been listening to a lot of Immortal Technique. I've been listening to Tech Nine. I've been listening to Mac Lethal, some local guys there. Um, I listened to Hospin. I haven't listened to Hospin in forever, and I don't even know if that guy is still out there, if he's alive, what's going on. But I've been listening to his music. I got on a Bob Marley fix for a little bit there too. And I say a little bit, I mean like 2 days straight. All I listened to was like Bob Marley and Marley family music. It was really interesting. I don't know what I was doing there. A lot of people were asking me though if they could buy drugs off of me, which is really weird because I don't sell drugs. I know the show's called High Hopes. Maybe you have hopes of getting high, but I can't help you there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If we lived in a better state, maybe. Missouri, Colorado, Oklahoma, they're all surrounding Kansas. They're all doing something with marijuana in one way or another, but Kansas, I still believe, will be the final state to do anything recreational or medical with marijuana. Just hold tight. Maybe something will happen. Maybe. Who knows? Anyways, music-wise, that's what I've been listening to. Movie-wise, we've been doing lots of movies. Now that the goddaughters are here and the girls really like movies, we've been watching a ton of movies. Maybe a few of you out there remember that I watched a movie called The House October Built, maybe a year ago or so. Maybe 2 years ago at this point was when I did a review of that movie, and I really, really liked it. I liked how it felt like it was like shot in a documentary style, and it still felt kind of real. But the problem with the second one is that it felt like they were actually the people that were in it were actually trying to act now, and how horrible of actors and actresses they were really came out. They should have just stuck with trying to make it a creepy, scary thing instead of like trying to like broaden their own personal horizons because it didn't work. It just didn't. And it's a small budget thing, so no one was probably there to say, "Hey, we all suck at this. Yeah, we should just go back to throwing people in boxes in dirt." That people seem to like that. That freaked them out. They like that. But no, let's talk. We're all going to talk more. All right, let's talk more. Yeah. Leave that to the professionals, not myself. Someone far better. I also watched Rings, like the 2017 continuation of the Ring series or whatever. I liked Rings. Rings was good. Um, it I liked it was a nice fresh twist on how they decided to kind of redo it, but yet continue the story. It was interesting. God, what was the movie we watched last night? It had uh, I guess we'll call him the dreamy guy from The Office. They lived in a land where they had to be really really quiet. God, what was that movie called? I'm blanking. If Bam was here, she would tell me exactly what the movie was. But I have a horrible time lately remembering movie titles. I'll probably think of it in the middle of the episode. But it was really good. But it kind of did. It had that Cloverfield vibe where it was like, all right, when are you gonna finally show us the monster? When are you gonna finally do all this? And then the movie ends and it's like, monster, bah, now we know how to beat him, yeah. And so like it does this thing that I hate with movies often, where it's like, all right, this is the end of the movie. Now we know how to fight our enemy. All right, let's end all of this right now. Yeah, boom, over, great. And I hate when movies do that. By the way, if you just called me and you have a 785 number, I'm sorry I just hung up on you, but I like my show notes. And your phone call ruined me looking at my show notes. Oh, it's probably a bill collector. That's my new life. I get phone calls only from bill collectors, but I'd love to get a phone call from you. Maybe we can hang out this weekend. Go get a nice pasta dish. Pour you a little white wine, and we'll have a good time. What do you think? You and me? You free this weekend? We won't have to tell Bam. She's probably watching right now. I'm screwed. All right, date off. We'll do it Thursday. Does Thursday sound good? Thursday sounds good to me. All right, we'll do it Thursday. Anyway, I used to do weekly surveys on Twitter, and the last one I did was "What's got you mad today?" And I liked the results from this one. This one turned out pretty good. What's got you mad today? The options were gun laws, weed laws, Snoop doing hair loss ads, and existence. Well, you guys did not disappoint, let me tell you. Gun laws got 25% of the vote. That's fair. We've got lots of problems with guns as of recent. That's easily 25% of all anyone is talking about right now. It's still gun laws next to whether Trump and Putin are skipping in the field of daisies together, causing World War III or whatever. Gun laws are something that people heavily talk about. The next one, weed laws, got 17% of the vote, which I was surprised. A show called High Hopes, and you guys are always talking to me about drugs. Nobody has a problem with weed laws. I think it's because the grip is being loosened as time goes on, so people are a little less concerned with that. This is what I had a problem with when this is how I voted, actually. 33% Snoop doing hair loss ads. Come on, seriously? That's like the end of an era. Like, once you've hit the point where it's like, hey, how do you think I keep my dreads so nice? Yep, that's right. This hair loss formula. Booyah. No, Snoop. Don't. I mean, what am I talking about? The guy has got maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. I can't say. You think Snoop Dogg's a millionaire? You would think he's a millionaire, but I can't imagine he actually has if he were to go to the bank right now, he couldn't just pull out $1 million. Then again, I don't know if anyone could really go to the bank and pull out $1 million, but I bet Snoop Dogg does not have $1 million that he can just throw out on the table. It's just a thought. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? I'm just some dude living in a small apartment. I can't even pull $5 out and be like, blam, $5. Look at me. I'm balling. I'm going to go get a McDouble. Snoop Dogg could probably go buy himself a McDouble. I can't do that right now. I can get my credit card and go buy my kids some Milkies, but that's about all I can do right now. Good time. Anyway, and then with another 25% of the vote, existence. Existence has got them mad today, which is fair. If you're a hardcore, left-wing liberal, I think a lot of things in the world are easily have you upset right now. It's just everywhere is hard and struggle, and I feel for you. And I'm the bad guy in the world because now it has become a problem to just be a middle of the road guy, where I like some things that the right wing has to say, and I like some things that the left wing has to say. I try not to bring it up on the show, but here we are doing a whole political thing. I mentioned both the president and a foreign president already on the show. Doing great. Don't think I've ever really done that before, but whatever. Here we are today. But anyway, apparently people don't like you when you're just in the middle. They want you to choose a side instead of your choice being a side. My opinion doesn't matter. What you want me to do is conform to the other ideas. Oh, okay. So I should either be on the left and, do that, or be on the right and do that. And I always kind of feel how could I explain the two parties without pissing off my entire audience? I can't. All right, no. I can't. I really can't. I was thinking of some fun words to string together, but then I realized that would just be deviing. Since I haven't done a show in a while, I guess I've forgotten how to talk. I've been deviing into the rabbit hole. I should have done exercises, talking exercises. I used to do that actually. I used to get hyped up before a show. I would do breathing exercises. I would do talking exercises. Different rhythmic patterns to help me get hyped for the show. And now I just flick on a mic and go, hey, those weavings, those rabbit shit. I'm not even drinking right now. I'm totally sober. I've got to go to work in like an hour. It's ridiculous. Actually, I should totally check. I might have to be work in like 30 minutes. No joke. I'm literally checking my work schedule right now because I am not confident what time I'm supposed to be at work today. Oh no, I got a bit. I got an hour. I do have an hour. Yeah, nice. Good job, Cameron. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing actually I looked that up. I was not sure. By the way, that phone call that called me earlier, you're from Abilene. Thanks for calling. I don't know what you wanted. You didn't leave voicemail. They never leave voicemails. Creditors never leave voicemails. This is the stupidest thing. Like, hey, we want you to give us our money, but we're not going to tell you why or who we are or anything like that. We just assume you know. Right? What a weird job to have a phone call service where it's like all you do all day is call people, and then when they don't answer, you hang up and go to the next call. Like, I got to imagine that is saving you money, but when do you actually like get someone to answer the phone and you actually get the payment then? Because that's the end goal for you guys, right? You would think. You never get paid then. They just go, what? Oh, yeah, click. Like, I'd imagine that's like the hype of your conversation. Like, there are thousands and thousands of people doing those kind of jobs, and what's the point? Why don't you just? I mean, I guess it's pretty direct, but I would leave voicemails. That would be my thing. Leave voicemails. Maybe you guys start leaving weird voicemails instead of me answering the phone in weird ways. Hi, I'm the president of Family Time. Fan time is important time. See, that's how I answer creditor phone calls, and then normally they tell me something like, "Oh yes, this is Officer Richardson. Your father's been in a wreck." Oh Jesus, what happened? You know, that would be my luck. I actually just never answer the phone. I hang up on numbers I don't know. So if I don't know you, I'm not gonna answer the phone. You should probably just tweet me like a normal human being. Whatever. Anyway, I wanted to do a new survey, and I've already decided I don't like this new survey, but I'm going to say it, and we're going to do it. So I'm going to put it on Twitter after the show. So if you're listening live, give me like 20 minutes to put the survey up. But the new survey is going to be, how long do you have to date someone before you get married? Once again, this will be on Twitter at Wolf1, WOHLF, the number 1. How long do you have to date someone before you get married? Option 1, 6 months or less. Option 2, 1 year. Option 3, 2 years plus. And option 4, you'll know when you know, which is something I hear all the goddamn time. If you choose that option, I'd like you to elaborate. You can scream your answer out to yourself at home, or you can hit me on Twitter. Check the posted tweet. Place your vote. Please place your vote. Normally, people get pretty animated and they send me a lot of direct messages. Just reply it. I'll let other people discuss that stuff with you. Maybe I'll jump in on the conversation. Pretty unlikely. I'll most likely just respond with like gifs of like exploding people heads. That's normally like my response to a lot of things. Just that and high hopes gifs, which I need to start making again. I used to make a lot of high hopes gifs, but then I would never post them because I was like, oh, it's low quality. They don't like that it's low quality. This video is low quality, but I'm totally okay with that. Professor, what do you think? Professor's eyes are open, but she has refused to move this entire episode. I hate it when I have guests on and they're just lizards in a tank. It's really hard to do a show that way. Who would have thought? Are these good noises to hear on a show? Someone at home's going, I will murder everything in the world because of those noises. Yeah, anyway, so the question of the week, how long do you have to date someone before you get married? Apparently Obama's got it figured out. He's got the perfect answer for this type of situation for relationships and marriage. Apparently Obama knows it all. I used to think, like, hey, why are we still talking about the old president when we've got a new president? But then I was like, all right, well, after, what's his name? Bush. Man, that doesn't even feel like it's his name. After Bush was out, we didn't stop talking about him, making fun of him, but he's kind of like disappeared now. Now Obama can't walk down the street without someone saying, Obama walks down the street like we do. What? Jesus. But anyway, Barack Obama, relationship guru, former president, ex-staffer, reveals that the three questions he said everyone must ask themselves before getting married to their partner. Let's see. What were... So the questions were, do I find her interesting? Does she make me laugh? And will she be a good mother? Well, I cheesily told my girlfriend that she fits that profile, and she went, "Aw." In her head, she's like, he does like me. He does care." And then I said something awful like, "Yeah, why is Grayson still in a dirty diaper? Didn't you say you're gonna change that?" And then she looked at me like, "Yo, an a-hole. You've had Grayson for the last 4 hours. Why didn't you change his diaper?" And I was like, "Hey, I like holding him, and sometimes he's in a dirty diaper." Okay, I'm gonna get like some like child services phone call. Don't worry, his diaper is clean. He's healthy. He's happy. And Armenta is a wonderful mother. She just hates me. That's how this works. We're still together. I don't know why. I think this is all coming off very, very weird. But ladies, if you're free this weekend, once again, we're still happily together. She's not left me on the side of the road. She's not stabbed me in my sleep anymore, and we seem to be doing all right. Yeah, not too bad in this world, this great, great world. So I'm glad that Obama's got it figured out with those three simple questions, because if that's all it takes to decide whether or not you want to marry someone, then I guess I might as well do it. Everyone else seems to be getting married. Z Swigs is getting married. That still doesn't seem real to me that Z Swigs is getting married. If you guys aren't checking him out, twitch.tv/Z Swigs. You'll find him. If you go to my Twitter feed, I retweet his stuff from time to time. It's a good man. Good man right there. Good man. Still can't believe he's getting married. But, Chris is the boss. Shedaboss.com. Chris the Rooster? Is that her Twitter handle? I think so. Anyway, let's talk about things that I like. Past marriage. I don't like talking about marriage. I don't really like that. Naked man, 63, who was aroused by the rain. Oh, yeah. Rain, baby. You know it gets me going. Oh. Is tasered after he was caught walking through Florida neighborhood with an erection, and he tried to outrun police. An erection will really slow you down. Also, being shaped like a potato, like this man is, will definitely slow you down. Joseph John Musso, 63, was arrested Thursday night after he was found naked. Two residents of a Gulf Breeze neighborhood in Florida reported seeing a naked man walking in the area. Police found Musso in the nude with an erection holding on to cooking oil. Man, this guy knows how to have a good time. He tried to outrun police, leading an officer to fire a taser and arrest him. He was charged with loitering and prowling lewd and lascivious behavior, resisting an officer with violence and exposure of sexual organs. What a weird way to put that, Daily Mail. I don't like any of that wording. You do some weird stuff sometimes. I like the Daily Mail, but they get weird, which I approve of. Hashtag get weird, everybody. Hashtag get weird. Musso told police he receives sexual gratification from being naked in public. Well, there are nude beaches for that, but then again, it is Florida, so just walking around naked does seem perfectly reasonable to me. Actually, it seems extremely reasonable to me. I don't know why more people don't just do that. Be naked, have a good time. I should have gotten myself water before I sat down. What the hell am I doing? I don't know. This was all a really bad idea. Anyway, Canadian cannabis workers targeted by U.S. border guards for lifetime bans. Apparently, if you live in Canada, and you have anything to do with marijuana, the U.S. is blocking you too. So not only are we worried about the south border, we're being very protective of our northern border, which is fair. I'd say we should all be a little more worried about those sneaky Canadians, those dastardly Canadians trying to do Canadian things. Like, seriously, I've never heard a bad thing about a Canadian in my entire life. I wouldn't want to live in Canada. It seems cold. I live in Kansas, where for some reason it's always goddamn hot. What the hell's going on? Is it a global warming thing? Or is it just Kansas as always, and I'm just now paying attention? All these answers have more questions. Science in words. Anyway, I'm not worried about Canadians, and I'm not worried about their cannabis worker lifestyles. I can't believe this isn't like connected somehow to like Mexico's bringing in cocaine. Like we should be worried about Mexico, but nope, no comments like that. It's just the Canadians and their weed, their legal weed. You Canadian bastards. Whoa. Oh, this image was not what I thought it was. This one was also sent in to us to talk about. Recreational marijuana is now legal in Vermont as new law takes effect. Congrats. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Recreational marijuana became illegal or legal in Vermont a couple Sundays ago as a bill authorizing its use went into effect. The state was the first to legalize the recreational use of the substance by an act of state legislation, and the law allows adults to possess up to 1 ounce of marijuana, 2 mature and 4 immature plants. Vermont became the ninth state in the country, along with Washington, D.C., to allow the recreational use of marijuana. The other states and Washington authorized recreational use for marijuana through a vote of residents. I think that's what I heard Oklahoma's going through still, so it's not like totally up and going in Oklahoma, I don't think right now, but that's the story as of now. So, hey, once again, just all these people around Kansas are like, "Hey, yeah, recreational weed in general sounds good, not a problem." I'm saying this kind of in an insidious way for some reason. I don't know why. Probably shouldn't do that if I want to help my situation, but whatever. Anyway, I had an article from Psychology Today that I wanted to talk about for the um, more high hopes part of the episode. The self improvement to help self improve you. But I read the article, and this this guy, he's a PhD. He's picked the worst headshot in the world. First off, to do as like his official headshot or whatever. It's absolutely awful. And his article sounds like it's written by an elderly man. He is an elderly man, but it sounds like it's written by an elderly man. Like you feel like you're being talked down to through his matters. It's all talk. The article itself was all talking about the differences of needs and wants. What is a need and what is a want? Now he breaks it down to what he says is obvious, and an absolute need is like the essentials: shelter, food, water. Those are the needs. Um, wants are filed into everything else. All the other categories in the world are wants. Just things you want, not necessarily that you need. But he says it's okay to want things, but you need to learn the difference between a need to want and a want for the sake of wanting something. I know that sounds pretty ridiculous. Um, let me uh, let me find a good quote real quick. Okay, so here's what he says. Here's a newsflash. Despite what you've been taught, you have no needs except for food, water, shelter. Think about it. No one has died from failing to get what he or she wants. That includes success of any kind, affection from whoever, approval, and yes, even an iPhone. Sure, there is disappointment, frustration, or sadness when we don't get what we want, but devastation only results when we think we need what we need. Sorry, I'm doing horrible at reading and talking today. Like I said, I should have prepped myself a little better. Devastation only results when we think we need, must have, can't live without what we want. Here are the takeaways for you to find more happiness in your life. I don't know why I read water for some reason. Be a big wanter. Figure out what you genuinely want and work your heart out to make it a reality. After all, seeking and savoring fun, pleasure, and happiness is what gives life gusto. Gusto. Man, there used to be this band, I think it was Rev Gusto, that I used to listen to all the time. I feel like they faded and fizzled. I think they're in Chicago now. Anyway, no matter what you want, nor how much you want it, never convince yourself that you need it. Doing that you'll experience gratification when you get what you want, but never destruction when you don't. So, no matter what you want, nor how much you want it, never convince yourself that you need what you want. So, like, man, I really want that the iPhone X, uh, but I shouldn't convince myself that I need the iPhone X, and I don't. I don't need the iPhone X. Actually, like, I'm up for a new phone. I've got an old phone that is just like the charging port in it is just totally crapping out, and I should probably get a new phone, but it's not killing me that sometimes it takes like 1,000 years to charge this phone. Gracefully accept frustration when your wants are frustrated, but don't fall prey to the mistaken belief you need never to be frustrated. Sometimes frustration is a good thing. Who would have thought? Because then again, if you think about it, frustration can lead you to motivation, which will motivate you to do better or just generally be better. But then again, if you're a piece of crap, then you're a piece of crap. A lot of shitty people out there. Who would have figured? Live it. The 5 strategies to help you learn what you want without needing. Inventory your life. Figure out what you have concluded are your must haves, have tos, and needs. Pay special attention to situations about which you think absolutely must do well and or not fail. People whose love and approval you've determined you need, and things and conditions you believe you must possess. So this kind of helps with that situation of, you know, there are people out there that like apologize for like every little thing, like you have that awkward moment where you're like in the aisle and you walk like you're walking the same way, but instead of one going left, one going right, and walking past each other, you kind of like do that little dance. You're like, sorry, sorry, sorry. Why are you apologizing so much? There's no need to apologize. You don't need that individual to approve of your accidental mishap. They get it. It's awkward. Just move on. Trust me. You've got to allow people to understand that they're in the same situation as you are here. You're both idiots. Just move on. No need to apologize. Take one of the above at a time. Remind yourself that while desired, they are not needed. Your life will not end without them. There are other things in your life that provide pleasure beside them. They are replaceable. Your worth does not equal them. Make a habit of not using any of the need words or phrases. So don't say need, got to, have to, must, and should. Instead, use words such as want, like to, desire, hope for, prefer, and it would be better if. Basically, this whole thing, this whole article is trying to help you get to a situation where you're thinking less of giving any shits. All the shits in the world, just don't worry about them. Live your life, be happy, find the approval of the people that you want to find approval with. You know, the small group, they clarify very deeply in this article, or this old guy does, that you shouldn't try to find approval from everybody, just a select core group of people that are important to you, and, focus there. Make a list of all the reasons why you need nothing, absolutely nothing, though you may desire a lot. It's actually kind of a good thing, because I like to live life as simply as possible, and that often like collides with Bam. She she wants to be able to do everything, and I want things done simple and exact. So like I guess in this situation I'm the one that causes all the problems when I should really just find a way to work with her. Because another thing that I strongly believe is that you should work on yourself before you try to fix other people. What's the point of trying to fix all of those around you when maybe it's just you that needs to rewire what you do? And maybe if you're lucky, it's kind of like a lead by example thing. Maybe someone will look at you and go, okay, maybe I'll do something that they do. Then again, Bam is way smarter than me, and she probably she won't follow along with that at all. Anyway, practice wanting while reminding yourself why you don't need what you want. All right, I'll read this last little bit of the article, and then I'm going to post it on Twitter so you guys can actually read the whole thing. It is your job, your responsibility to create as much happiness for yourself as you possibly can. That requires these 2 things of you. 1 is to be aware of what brings you happiness, allowing yourself to want what that is with all your heart, and striving mightily to bring it into reality. 2. While fully wanting what you want, never, ever convince yourself it is life and death to have it. By living both these principles, you give yourself the best chance of providing yourself the pleasures you want without ever experiencing the devastation should you fail. So let's say your goal is to go out and get that new phone. Some other things pop up. You got to get those other things done. They're also important to making you happy. You don't quite get to that phone. Guess what? That phone is still an option tomorrow. So look for it tomorrow. Go for it tomorrow. Don't worry about the fact that you didn't get it today. Don't let that be just a total destroyer of the day. And sometimes we do. We get so hung up on these little things that just, it doesn't matter. It's all just shits that people give. And it's reminding me that, like, I see on Instagram all the time. People who post that, like, I ain't got no shits to give. No shits to give. Those are normally the people who have the most shits to give. Has anyone else ever noticed that? Is that just me? These people out there, they're just like, I ain't got no shits to give. I ain't got one shit for you. I ain't got one shit for you. I do not know why I'm doing this accent, but it's just people in general, whether you're a 58-year-old, billion-year-old man, white guy, or you're a 13-year-old Latino child, or you're some white house mom with 4 babies saying, I don't need this. I don't need this. No shits to give. They normally all have shits to give. All shits. We all have shits to give. I have plenty of shits to give. In fact, I'm probably gonna. Anyway, poop joke. I'll move past it. Anyways, guys, this has dragged on for quite some time. I've had some fun today. We're gonna do this again real soon. I hope you'll check out the live stream next time. I've got some fun things to do in the future. Hopefully, Professor McGonagall will have a more lively appearance next time on the show. Remember, you can find her at KC Pet Project. She is up for adoption to a lovely, lovely, scaly forever home. She just opened her eyes at me. She'd probably piss. Like, fool, you better not be talking about me. I'll cut you in your sleep. Have you seen my nails? They need a trim. What you doing, fool? What you doing, fool? I am talking to a lizard. Then again, I talk to my dogs all the time, and I talk to a Mike all the time. Mike's not talking to me back, but, hey, crazy is as crazy does, right? So, till next time, everybody, my name is Cameron. Y'all some very lovely people. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Wolf1, WOHLF, the number 1. Until next time, I will see you later.